Hello everyone. Today we are going to read chapter 3 Coal and Petroleum. We use various materials for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. Activity 3.1. Make a list of various materials used by us in daily life and classify them as natural and man-made. Does this list include air, water, soil, and minerals? Since all these are obtained from nature, they are called natural resources. Can we use all our natural resources forever? Can air, water, and soil be exhausted by human activities? You have already studied about water in class 7. Is water a limitless resource? In the light of the availability of various resources in nature, natural resources can be broadly classified into two kinds. Inexhaustible natural resources. These resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Examples are sunlight and air. Exhaustible natural resources. The amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Examples of these resources are forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. Activity 3.2. It is a group activity. Take some containers, fill them with popcorn, peanut, roasted gram, toffees. Divide students into groups of 7 each. Further divide each group into 3 subgroups containing 1, 2 and 4 students. Label them as first, second and third generation respectively. These subgroups represent the consumers. As population is growing, second and third generations have larger number of consumers. Put one full container for each group on a table. Ask consumers of the first generation from each group to consume eatables from the container of their group. Now ask the second generation consumers from each group to do the same. Ask students to observe carefully the availability of eatables in each container. If something is left in the containers, ask third generation for each group to consume it. Now finally observe whether all the consumers of the third generation got the eatables or not. Also observe if anything is still left in any of the containers. Assume that the eatables in a container represent the total availability of an exhaustible natural resource like coal, petroleum or natural gas. Each group may have a different consumption pattern. Are the earlier generations of any group too greedy? If it may be that the earlier generations in some groups were concerned about the coming generations and left something for them. In this chapter, we will learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These were found from the dead remains of living organisms, fossils. So these are all known as fossil fuels. Coal. You may have seen coal or heard about it, figure 3.1. It is as hard as stone and is black in color. Coal is one of the fuels used to cook food. Earlier it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. It is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. Coal is also used as a fuel in various industries. Story of coal. Where do we get coal from and how is it formed? About 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural processes like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Under high pressure, dead plants got slowly converted to coal. As coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called as fossil fuel. A coal mine is shown in figure 3.2. When heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. Coal is processed in industry to get some useful products such as coke, coal tar, and coal gas. Coke. It is a tough, porous, and black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon. Coke is used in the manufacture of steel and in the extraction of many metals. Coal tar. It is a black thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. Products obtained from coal tar are used as starting materials for manufacturing various substances used in everyday life and in industry like synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, photographic materials, roofing materials, etc. Interestingly, naphthalene balls used to repel moths and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. These days, bitumen, a petroleum product, is used in place of coal tar for metalling the roads. Coal gas. Coal gas is obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. It is used as a fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plants. Coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in 1810 and in New York around 1820. Nowadays it is used as a source of heat rather than light. Petroleum. You know that petrol is used as a fuel in light automobiles such as motorcycles, scooters, and cars. Heavy motor vehicles like trucks and tractors run on diesel. Petrol and diesel are obtained from a natural resource called petroleum. The word petroleum is derived from petra, rock, and oleum, oil, as it is mined from between the rocks under earth as shown in figure 3.4. Do you know how petroleum is formed? Petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with layers of sand and clay. Over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature, and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. Look at figure 3.4. It shows the deposits of petroleum and natural gas. You see that the layer containing petroleum, oil and gas is above that of water. Why is it so? Recall that oil and gas are lighter than water and do not mix with it. The world's first oil well was drilled in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. 8 years later, in 1867, oil was struck at Makum in Assam. In India, oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and in the river basins of Godavari and Krishna. Refining of petroleum. Petroleum is a dark oily liquid. It has an unpleasant odor. It is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. The process of separating the various constituent fractions of petroleum is known as refining. It is carried out in a petroleum refinery. Various constituents of petroleum and their uses are given in table 3.1. Petroleum gas in liquid form. It is also called as LPG. It is used as a fuel for home and industry. Petrol. It is used for motor fuel, aviation fuel, solvent for dry cleaning. Kerosene. It is used as a fuel for stoves, lamps, and for jet aircrafts. Diesel. It is used for as a fuel for heavy motor vehicles, electric generators. Lubricating oil. It is used for lubrication. Paraffin wax. It is used in ointments, candles, Vaseline, etc. Bitumen. It is used in paints, road surfacing. Many useful substances are obtained from petroleum and natural gas. These are termed as petrochemicals. These are used in the manufacture of detergents, fiber, polyester, nylon, acrylic, etc., polythene, and other man-made plastics. Hydrogen gas obtained from natural gas is used in the production of fertilizers, urea. Due to its great commercial importance, petroleum is also called black gold. Natural gas. Natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas (CNG). CNG is used for power generation. It is now being used as a fuel for transport vehicles because it is less polluting. It is a cleaner fuel. The great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning in homes and factories where it can be supplied through pipes. Such a network of pipelines exists in Vadodara, Gujarat, some parts of Delhi, and other places. Natural gas is also used as the starting material for the manufacture of a number of chemicals and fertilizers. India has vast reserves of natural gas. In our country, natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in the Krishna Godavari Delta. Can coal, petroleum, and natural gas be prepared in the laboratory from dead organisms? No, their formation is a very slow process and conditions for their formation cannot be created in the laboratory. Some natural resources are limited. You have studied in the beginning of the chapter that some natural resources are exhaustible like fossil fuels, forests, minerals, etc. You know that coal and petroleum are fossil fuels. It required the dead organisms millions of years to get converted into these fuels. On the other hand, the known reserves of these will last only a few hundred years. Moreover, burning of these fuels is a major cause of air pollution. Their use is also linked to global warming. It is therefore necessary that we use these fuels only when absolutely necessary. This will result in better environment, smaller risk of global warming, and their availability for a longer period of time. In India, the Petroleum Conservation Research Association advises people how to save petrol, diesel while driving. Their tips are drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. Switch off the engine at traffic lights or at a place where you have to wait. Ensure correct tire pressure. Ensure regular maintenance of the vehicle. This was the reading of our chapter 3 Coal and Petroleum. If you have any doubt or query, you can ask me in the comment section below. Also, you can find the links of the different chapters in the description box below. Thank you everyone.